Welcome to DP2 Insights. In this Chromakey Manage Images workflow video, we're going to be looking at the View tab. And as you can see, if you saw the key video, I have since cut all the rest of these images. The View tab in DP2, as I said in the original overview of this interface, is an interface that allows us to preview the backgrounds based on the cuts we've made. And there's a series of different types of ways in data that we can do that. So the first thing that I want to show you is our ability to look at these images based on a DP2 background. How these got to be DP2 backgrounds and the relationships that I'm going to be viewing them with are a combination of how I set them up, but they all track back to the subject info data table. So if we were to look at the subject info for this order, we're going to see that, and I've mentioned it in the other videos when I created this table and populated it, that background 1, background 2, and background 3 have very specific IDs in those fields, and I'm using that information in a couple of different ways as I generate what we're about to look at. In this first one, however, I just want to see it as a DP2 background. And so I'm going to select a background and just show what that would look like. So that if I were a lab that didn't want to do anything really complicated, but I wanted to be able to offer to a customer the ability to give them a specific background, I can bring them in and call them DP2 backgrounds, again, depending on your workflows. Customer backgrounds is a little bit different. In a customer background, what I do is I create product types, and again, we'll show you that how to do this on the Setup tab. And I have a whole series of these, but as an example for an ID card, for a particular customer, in this case you can see I have all 3 of these selected. And if I deselect one of these, although I may still see the customer background, when it says the ID is null, the reason that I did that is because DP2 is using this criteria to sort through your backgrounds. So in the same way that you use a subject information data table to sort through a particular set of data and provide back the correct scenario, the same thing is true here because I'm previewing. I want to be able to see what's happening. So if I want to show that, I can say, okay, this is how, if my ID cards, the ID card, maybe the school wants a gray background, they don't want the ID cards to have the package background. So this will allow me to preview. The same thing is true as an example for composites. If I had a class composite, and I wanted to offer that as a feature to my customer, this allows me to preview what that's going to look like. In the case of the packages, you can see here for this customer and program and subject information, I have 4 different package definitions for the background. So what I want to do is show that by subject. So what DP2 is going to do is populate it based on the choice that we had in our subject information table, right? So here's those choices for background 1. These are the packages, and that's the color background that that child chose. So it's an important part of this process. And if I wanted to, of course, I could go and preview to see what these were if I wasn't. But again, this is a way in DP2 to allow us to view different backgrounds based on a population of a particular order, particular shoot description. In the case of this particular child, if I were to do that, I would also be able to see on the right-hand side, this is the composite for that child. I probably did not have her selected these repeat within this order. And that is the View tab. And again, it's a preview of the way in which you set up the subject information and the behavior on the Manage Images window. Thank you.